Are you tired of being told your thumbs work the wrong way? Are you being irritated by dismissive co-workers and long-time childhood former friends? Are you fed up of being called a bigger freak than a left-handed person? Now you have a voice. Up is Down is Up is the new support group for people with inverted control stick needs. Get advice on how to handle twats who think you're moaning about nothing, and bitch when they have to swap controllers with you. And learn what you can do to get your local MPs to start taking this shit seriously. Also, learn the best way to invert someone's fucking face. Find out more at upisdownisup.com. This commercial has been paid for in no way by the Jambags Petty Cash Fund because Rudy Manchego is a twat.
And welcome to the E3 Jambag special with my host here, Dante Rodriguez.
Woo, E3! Hey, and this is my co-host, Mr. Rudy Manchego.
Thank you very much. So, cashing in on E3, you've been at E3 for the duration of the show. We spent all our budget for the next year on you going to E3. And what did you manage to attend?
I was supposed to go to conferences?
But yeah, we're doing a gaming podcast. That's the point. You spent £3,000 flying over there and staying at a nice hotel.
I spent another £1,000 of my money setting up my upisdownisup.com store, and I've been there all the time. We discussed this, remember?
Well, no, you said, did you mind if I mention it when I'm at E3?
Yeah, that's the whole...
But did you spend all our money trying to get this charity off the ground?
Might have done, and some of mine... What?
What? Well, what did you get? Did you get anything? Did you get much interest?
Well, I saw Young A, but he didn't see me.
What, from how far?
From like 100 meters or so.
Oh, right. Okay. Did you get anyone to support you? Did you get any investment in the charity?
There are a few weird, kind of creepy guys that kept wanting me to come around an alley behind the convention center, but I figured that was a bad idea.
So you didn't go to the Sony press conference?
No, Sony sucks.
The Microsoft press conference?
Square Enix? I heard the Microsoft one from around the corner somewhere. The Cyberpunk stuff sounded really good.
Well, what about the E3 one? That's a different venue. Not the E3, sorry, the EA one. That's a different venue. Did you manage to make that?
People told me it was cool. Maybe.
What people? Young A on YouTube?
Well, those Australian guys, the ones who are way funnier than us, the layman ones.
I can't take my kids on holiday because of this. This was supposed to be our big shot. Oh.
But
right, okay.
What if your kids grow up to need inverted controllers? They'll be thanking me.
Well, they won't. They've been brought up properly. Oh, right. That's right. I tell you what, we're gonna have to scrap the whole thing. You were supposed to bring me interviews with people. You were going to try and talk to that bloke who's doing Beyond Good and Evil. Did you talk to that guy?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No. Oh, right. That's it. Have you got anything we can use from E3?
I took some pictures of some interesting cosplay outfits.
Was it you in the mirror?
Maybe.
Oh, right. Okay, right. We're just going to have to make this stuff up then, aren't we, really? Because we haven't really got anything exclusive.
But we never do that in our normal podcast.
No, this is our chance to go legit. We've absolutely blown it. Right then, cheers, Dante. So let's move on then to the EA presser, okay? And let's just see if we can get something going there. All right?
Okay. All right. EA, Electronic Arts. We love those guys.
Okay, so EA announced some stuff, I think. So obviously they announced sports stuff. Of which
they did.
No one in the world cares except for all the billions of people that buy it, but don't actually watch E3 pressers. It's a complete.
Well, I'm kind of looking forward to EA's Lacrosse Championship 2019.
Have they got all the official teams for this one as well?
I think so. Or I think it's kind of crossed over with the Quidditch game they're doing.
Is that Quidditch mixed also with the chess that's in Star Wars as well? Like the
Yeah,
hologram
yeah,
chest.
the I think it's the one that's in Star Trek, like the multi-layered chest thing.
Okay, that's got some promise. Do you think that will get cancelled before it comes out?
I hope so. I mean, EA are trying to hit those targets for every quarter, so they've got 5 cancellations per quarter they need to get through. So
They need to close at least 3 studios every quarter to hit their targets.
Yeah, that's right. No, and how many souls do they have to harvest?
Well, they can harvest, I think, they have to get 20,000 souls per quarter. If they die, they can fight their way back and reclaim them souls again.
Right.
There's
It's
some kind
a
of
fantastic business model that they have over at EA.
Yeah, those guys. That's what they're doing. So they did drop some good stuff. Unravel 2, that was announced and dropped on the same day. Did you ever play Unravel 1?
I did not.
I did. It was very cute. Didn't really like the game that much, but apart from the storyline, it was quite emotional towards the end. It's all about death and dying and getting old. So it was a barrel of laughs. So I'm really eager to play Unravel 2. But apart from that, did they actually announce? Well, what was it? Anthem?
Anthem, yeah. No, I think the trailer for Anthem got quite a lot of good buzz. I did catch that one myself on YouTube, not from the floor, obviously.
Yeah, obviously not.
Yeah, but it looked really good. There's a lot of people saying that Anthem's just going to be a Destiny clone. I'm hoping that because it's BioWare, and I'm still really holding out hope that EA haven't killed BioWare completely. There is going to be some story there too. The trailer seemed to imply that quite heavily.
Yeah, well, I think they've got to really, haven't they? Story is back in vogue a little bit. People cutting single player campaigns. I think if they said it was completely online multiplayer, they would, with no story, they'd have lost it completely. But I mean, was there anything else? More Battlefront 2 stuff was announced. That's my response to that. Does anyone care?
I heard something about them kind of ending all support for that game or something, just kind of writing it off as a bad microtransaction.
Well, I've heard they're going to make one last futile sort of effort to code it, to do something slightly better with it. I think they were banking on the Solo movie to improve its chances. Back the wrong horse there for any movie fans. No one's seeing Solo.
No, I really wanted to, but I couldn't convince anyone to go with me.
Harrison Ford's not in it, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, he wouldn't come either.
Anything else? He doesn't do anything.
Nah, he's kind of I don't know why I even got him in my friends list. Yeah,
he's quite grumpy.
He is. So yeah, EA.
Is there really anything else to say about EA apart from just? Is that your general impression of all the stuff we're going to talk about? Is the one we care about the least?
I think they probably needed to. Maybe not quite as much as Microsoft, but I think they really needed to have a good year at E3, and there's just doesn't seem to be that much to say about what they came out with.
Okay, so Jambags verdict, hit or miss, or just.
It does not get a Rodriguez recommendation.
So we're going just with, is it a miss or is it a solid miss, like they completely fluffed it, or is it just a...
Well, we should probably agree on a scale for these sort of things. So means a complete miss, and probably means there's a few good bits, but still not great.
And what about a all right? That's kind of like it's okay. Yeah, and then like so let's go with that scale, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to give this yeah. Okay, onwards and upwards then. To possibly the biggest, flashiest show, over to you for Microsoft.
Microsoft, I did just mention that more than EA, Microsoft definitely needed to knock this one out of the park, and a lot of people said that they did. Some of the other commentary was a lot of the stuff that came from Microsoft was sort of that everything was deferred. That the biggest announcement they had was that they were taking on some new studios, Playground Games, who I thought was Microsoft anyway because of all the Forza games they've made. Ninja Theory. So if you like Hellblade and you want more like that, I think those sort of things might end up being Microsoft exclusive from now.
Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, it's possible. Undead Labs. And a new studio I've not heard of called Triangle Sphincter. They're going to be making the new Rocket Flaps sequel.
Oh, did they get the IP for Rocket Flaps?
They did, and apparently they are working on the Ride to Hell Retribution sequel, Ride to Hell to the Retributioning, because everyone loved the first one so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Microsoft are going for fan favourites. Clearly, they're going for what people want. Everyone's been waiting for a new Rocket Flaps. Everyone thought it was dead.
Yeah,
the franchise
it's
is
been
dead.
how many years since the last one?
I don't know. EA bought the studio, didn't they, and shut it down. The IP was obviously floated out there. It looks like Microsoft just snapped in there, picked up Triangle Sphincter. I'm going to assume it's a new studio because I've not heard of it.
Yeah.
I've not seen anything before, and going straight into Rocket Flaps 3. So that's definitely that's a win for Microsoft. Ninja Theory, solid.
Oh yeah, no, I'm. Everyone's tells me how great Hellblade is, and now it's no longer a PlayStation exclusive. I'm going to be playing that soon, I think. But down to the actual games, which again I think there maybe could have done with a few more of if you really kind of dug deeper into the Microsoft event. But the thing everyone's talking about from this E3, I think this is it's a multi-platform game, so it might not kind of really help Microsoft that much. But everybody is talking about Cyberpunk 2077 from E3. The trailer, which we all got to see, and the sort of behind-the-scenes one that all the journalists got. That I had the invite to go and see, but I kind of got talking to this Mormon guy about my inverted charity, and
so just to be
clear, anywhere, but
just so listeners know, we actually paid an extra $200 for you to get in the Microsoft presser, but they did not take the opportunity to do that. Not bitter, just saying. We spent quite a bit of money out of Jambags, our budget.
I feel it was a useful event for certain aspects of our business model. Anyway, back to Cyberpunk 2077. The amount of kind of all the YouTubers and kind of critics and reviewers, literally that sound you can hear in the background from the EA floor is all of them just creaming their knickers at this whole kind of Cyberpunk 2077. Young Ye said it made Deus Ex look like amateur hour. So he was clearly quite impressed. He's done like a hour and a bit video talking about everything that he saw in that demonstration that they were taking to see. So it's shaping up to be really good. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Witcher games. I've tried to get you into them, but apparently you have.
I don't have 100 hours. That seems to be the message at the moment.
No, it is tough to find 100 hours. Somehow I managed to find 500 hours for that game, and well, not me personally, but see through the arrival of two children with the course of me playing The Witcher 3. But anyway, enough about my sad Witcher obsession. It is shaping up to be really good. The trailer it just was fantastic, and everything about the aesthetic of the Cyberpunk universe looks like it's been really well captured, and it's definitely one that I'm going to be watching for.
Do you think that CD Projekt Red, fan favourite studio, have missed a trick with not calling it Cyberspunk 2077?
I think they would sell a lot more units that way if they. I think so. I mean,
I know that it's based on a game. It's it's an established IP and all that kind of stuff. But for me, as someone that's not necessarily a fan of this environment, this world, this gameplay style, I've not played any of their games before. Cyberspunk, possibly with a capital S, like so in the cyber, but with a sp right in the middle. For the spunk, a real kind of maybe an accent on top of it. Spunk.
Spunk.
Yeah, spunk or Cyberspunk 2077. I would flip and buy that. Yeah.
You'd pre-order that now, would you?
I get the big edition with all the DLC and shit like that.
Yeah, the bonerific edition.
Yeah, I get the one that comes with a jar full of spunk. For that. Just saying, I think they missed the trick.
Well, yeah, I mean, but if they made that game, they'd probably have to make one with a groin attachment or something.
Yeah, I'd buy the peripheral for that. Say that.
Yeah, like PSVR, PSGA.
Oh yeah, or maybe if it's a Microsoft product, Microsoft Spunk Bucket. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're all about accessibility, Microsoft. So.
Oh yeah, they want it to be interactive, definitely.
Completely.
Right, a couple of other bits from Microsoft, although again I think that's the Cyberspunk is the one that everyone's going to be talking about. Halo Infinite was sort of teased, had a little trailer for that one, but it was almost so kind of next to fuck all was told about it, apart from a very small trailer. And then was it Phil Spencer came out and said, yeah, Master Chief's going on his biggest adventure yet, and that's all they told us.
And they never really say these things. Phil's coming like, yeah, Master Chief's coming out with his most rushed and unpolished adventure yet. or it's Master Chief's coming out and he's going to faff around for half an hour or so, and that's what you're going to get.
And then you can pay money for more outfits for him.
Exactly. Yeah, well, Phil Spencer was wearing a nice jacket.
He was, yeah. He was very well.
He rocks
well
good jackets. That's what I take away from E3 each year now.
Yeah, the jackets and the generally the clothing and the different things that you can spend Microsoft points or real money on these days.
True that.
Yeah. We had a trailer for Gears of War 5, the most macho roid-fueled game series in history, I think, is finally getting a female protagonist. We're expecting her to be juicing all the way through the whole game and to be twice as big as the male cast by the time the Gears of War 5 is finished.
And that's a good thing. We don't really see that in a lot of these masculine games, which is a female character destroying a body through steroid abuse, which is clearly how all the people in the original Gears of War games became. I mean, I always assumed that most of those people, their body mass was actually cancerous.
Well, yeah, so I think everybody assumed that. But yeah, and plus, it'd be refreshing to see them wearing body armor that doesn't have kind of massively plunging necklines and generally looks like it wouldn't deflect a single bullet because it's too busy showing off skin.
Are you talking about my cosplay now, are you?
I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those kind of Dragon Age ones were really quite revealing. I'm not sure. I don't think the picture should go on the Jambags website because we might get it taken down.
Well, we differ on that opinion. I think it should be, but let's take this offline. Okay, so was that Microsoft for you? That's pretty much what stood out for you.
Yeah, that's what I had from Microsoft. So looking forward to big things from Triangle Sphincter, but Cyberpunk is the big one.
Yeah,
Moving on to
Cyberpunk.
Yeah. So next up we have what came from the Nintendo event. Rudy, you took the lead on this one.
Yeah, so Nintendo did their usual thing. They don't actually do anything live anymore, probably for the best, except for the Puppet Show. That was quite good. We did that a few years ago. I like that one.
Puppet's nice.
But I mean, to be honest, really, this Nintendo presser came down to 6 words. Smash, smash, smash. Pokemon, Pokemon, smash. So that's it, really. It was... Yeah, Smash will pretty much contain every character ever shown in a Nintendo game, including those weird bellends you had to turn upside down in Super Mario Bros. 2.
I hate those guys.
Yeah, and pretty much it seems to be that due to the required dev time to actually do this and fit all the characters in, they're not going to release any other games this year, pretty much, first party. So, yeah, I mean, what else was there really? Well, they dropped the indie port of Hollow Knight same day, which was console exclusive so far because of concentrating on a PC. I was totally suckered into that. I got that. Boom. That's sorted. I bought that. I've actually got a quote here. I've got a bit of a sound clip I'm going to play you from Gus Van Ploots, who was on our last podcast. He's an indie gamer extraordinaire.
Gus, was he at E3?
It wasn't E3, but I managed to get his reaction after the Nintendo one because I had a feeling that, that with the Switch that he'd be interested in it. So I'm just going to quickly, if I can just put everyone on, I'll hold you pause for a second, and I'll just quickly get his sort of sound bite on this one. Okay?
Yeah, all right.
So it was it's like Hollow Knight's like an indie classic, and the Switch is like the new place to go for indies, and because they're like way more expensive than they are on Steam, PlayStation, or Xbox for like the same game, it makes them more important and valid to me as a user. So that was Gus Van Ploots there, his view. Hollow Knight scratched that itch he had.
Yeah.
Fortnite and Paladins also dropped the same day. That's a
yeah. I know. We didn't really give our rating for the Microsoft one. We'll come back to the ratings later on, but
let's do a roundup.
Okay.
Pretty much bugger all else really, and because of that, share prices have gone down. So well done, Nintendo. You really blew us all away there, didn't you?
Absolutely, a classy piece of action. A bit of a side note when you come up with Fortnite. Is it? I hear about Sony kind of blocking people from taking their Fortnite accounts over to other platforms like the Switch.
Yeah, so basically you have to create. It's all based upon your user profile in Fortnite. If you create on the PlayStation, you're pretty fucked if you want to use it anywhere else, to be honest, because it's been tied to your PlayStation account. Guess what? Won't work anywhere else. No one was aware of that until. I mean, it's always been the case. If you tried to take your PlayStation 4 one onto Xbox or PC, it wasn't going to work, or mobile. But because a lot of people have the Switch as a second system, as a handheld, are like, oh, play Fortnite on a go, it'd be really cool actually, I could do it in the playground. No, you can't. You're buggered. So well done,
it's
Sony.
like Gus was back here again.
It's uncanny, isn't it? It's sometimes I feel like I channel him a little bit, but it's it's just all about dick waggling, isn't it? Really, this whole thing.
Yeah.
With,
seems like Sony. I don't know if it's just because they're the market leaders, having the best exclusives and all that sort of thing, or just because they're dicks. But yeah, they are waggling it a lot lately.
It's just tit for tat, because when the 360 was reigning supreme, and Sony were playing catch up with the PS3, which they did, but it took a while. They were like, we need to get crossplay going, in Gus Van Plute's voice, and
I'm sure he's a secret Sony executive that is like a plan.
Yeah, it's definitely a plan.
Kale.
And guess what? Microsoft said no, because we're a dominant platform. Why would we give you that? Obviously, tables have turned a bit this gen. Sony's like, oh no, up yours. So that's just it. It's just dick waggery on the sides of all the big studios. It's probably going to hurt Sony long term. New generation coming up while they're playing that.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much it for Nintendo. So I think we'll do our roundup review at the end.
Yeah,
of all the different presses, so we can get a bit more feedback. But Ubisoft, what are you thinking?
Ubisoft. Well, I kind of want to hate Ubisoft, but it seems like they've got some good stuff on the line. I mean, yeah. So the biggest thing, and probably the trailer I enjoyed the most, apart from Cyberpunk, was the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I thought that had a really solid trailer. I know everybody said, "Oh, it's so great." Assassin's Creed taking a year off to kind of go back and reinvent itself, to really kind of take the time to breathe and not be one of these kind of franchises that you get a game out every year and it's just kind of franchise fatigue. Well, what the fuck happened there? We seem to have another one, kind of a year after the last one.
Yeah.
But that being said, it looks really good, and from what I've heard, they've kind of brought more innovation to the format by having things like dialogue choices, kind of branching out into different ways of playing, so kind of really amping up some of those RPG elements that kind of you only kind of really touched on in previous games. So I'd hate to say it, but I'm now really looking forward to Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I mean, I feel that when I saw the title come up for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I was expecting that they were going to use their new sort of relationship they've got with Nintendo to do an Assassin's Creed version of Super Mario Odyssey, where you throw your assassin's hat and take over the person and then leap around for tomfoolery, stabbing people. And I was disappointed it wasn't the case.
I would actually pay money for that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel lost opportunity. I think you got the name, work backwards from
They
the
do.
name.
Yeah,
throw your
that.
Assassin's Creed hood on someone. You take over their bodies. Bit uncomfortable, bit weird, but fair enough. That's what Mario did.
Yeah.
Boom.
So yeah, so there's the Assassin's Creed game, the kind of one that I was kind of hoping we weren't going to see. I was more hoping for Watch Dogs 3, to be honest, because I think Watch Dogs is that's kind of what they do when Assassin's Creed takes a break. They put out a Watch Dogs game, but I know that's on the way, and I do enjoy particularly Watch Dogs 2. More from Ubisoft then. Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's got big kind of news about this one, is the way that it's being kind of not crowdfunded, it's been kind of crowd developed in a way. Good old Joseph Gordon-Levitt is out there offering, anywhere from between $5 and $10 for someone to write the entire music for the whole game. So that's a real kind of cash windfall that you could get if you wanted to kind of send it in on whatever. What's the name of his platform that he works on? The one where you get to contribute to everything based on.
Oh, Spuff Tadpole. Is that it?
Spuff Tadpole. It's something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a big pot of money that Ubisoft have given to him, and you can submit artwork and music and all that sort of stuff for the game. And if yours gets included in the final game of Beyond Good and Evil 2, you get a share of that money, which could be a whole lot of it, or it could be a teeny tiny amount. So,
and I think that what they're, for us, as business people that we are, what they really need is a Jambags commentary for the entire game.
Yeah.
So perhaps we should try and do it into commentary for the entire. We've not played it. It's not going to be out for another couple of years at least, because they've only shown trailers. So why don't we do our own commentary? It's going to be probably a 30-hour game we'll just do 30 hours commentary on what we believe it will have in there. We know it's got a couple of monkeys and a pig.
Yeah,
I
think there's some various kind of monkeys stuff seems very Greek at the moment, but I think that's what the game needs. Like you be able to switch into a different audio mode, and there are just these two English guys calling everybody a twat and telling you to kill them.
Exactly. So think about that. 30 hours. It's got to be worth $30-$40. So it's definitely worth both of us taking a week off work for that.
I think so. Yeah, I think even if it's unpaid leave, I think we should definitely do it.
Get some sick notes just so we've got Ubisoft-itis.
Ubisoft. Oh yeah, that starts making you talk French and want to be paid money to.
Yeah, you start off going well, but you get quite bored by the end of it. That's pretty much Ubisoft-itis.
Yeah, it looks very pretty, but it's extremely shallow. All
like
of my previous
me.
girlfriends.
Yeah. Woohoo! Just turning into a relationship advice here. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that struck you from Ubisoft?
Okay, we had The Division 2 from Ubisoft. So what we're hoping for in the sequel to The Division, which a lot of people did like, kind of cooperative shooter. I tried the beta and I got bored pretty quickly because basically every enemy was out there wearing a shorts and t-shirt, but you could shoot him like a million times and he would soak up all those bullets. But yeah, apparently there's word that they might actually let you do the things that you can see in the trailer this time, as opposed to just kind of teasing at them with the Division 1 and not letting you do them. So there was quite a big controversy with the Division, where the long kind of gameplay demo trailer ended up with a big shot of the Brooklyn Bridge. You'd been walking across Manhattan, and everyone thought when they saw that, we're going to be able to go across to Brooklyn and all the different boroughs of New York, whereas in fact it was just a small section of Manhattan that you got to wander around. But hopefully this new one, stuff they put in the trailer will actually make it into the game, perhaps. Yeah,
well, hopefully, and also maybe the bullet sponges will be even more spongy this time.
Maybe they'll be played by SpongeBob SquarePants, so you have to shoot at him.
That'd be pretty good, actually. I probably would buy it.
Yeah, I think I'm selling it to myself now, or it might be something I could pitch to Ubisoft later on and see if they buy it from me. Okay, Skull and Bones. After Sea of Thieves did so well, another piratey game is coming out. Skull and Bones. Essentially, this one just looks like Assassin's Creed Black Flag with all the assassiny bits taken out and the piratey bits left in. So it's taking absolutely years to make. I don't know, how they're managing to do it in such a short space of time. But yeah.
Do you think? Seems... I mean, one of the questions I've got that would make this a must-buy, that there'll be a dedicated button on the controller or keyboard that makes you go gar.
There better bloody well be, or I think the piratey fans are going to riot on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think they can avoid doing that. That's what I would do. That's what people want as pirates, is to go gar on demand.
Yeah.
Especially on an online multiplayer world, you want several million people online at once just going gar to each other.
Gar. Yeah, I think they're recruiting Alan Tudyk from the Dodgeball movie to reprise his Steve the Pirate character to do all those gars.
Oh, that'd be fantastic! But in every different language, in every different voice.
Yeah,
he's his voice artist as well. He could do it all.
He absolutely can. And the chances are he spent the rumor has it that he spent an entire day trying to get the French-sounding gar just right, because obviously Ubisoft want you to get everything right in French.
Well, of course, it's a big market for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for you from Ubisoft?
No, that's what I had from Ubisoft. So,
it was a weird one from them.
A few ideas on what rating I'm going to give that, but we'll save that till the end.
Okay. So what have we got next? Wow, we've got Square Enix.
Square Enix, you took the lead on this one. What did we get from
Square Enix turned up. That was nice. That's about really it, isn't it? So yeah, they kind
of more than you can say from Rockstar, isn't it?
Yeah, they turned up. They showed some trailers. Admittedly, the trailers were mainly ones that had been shown elsewhere, but in lower definition and with Vietnamese subtitles, so they were completely impossible to understand. Just to make them even look worse than they do on other presses. So yeah, that was great. People seem excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. It's been in development for 15 years or something. It's one of those titles people are waiting for in its PS2 times. And it had Elsa, so...
Yay,
great.
Elsa.
I can't wait to See that.
My daughter will be absolutely thrilled to play that game because she'll probably be in her teens when it finally comes out. She's 2 at the minute.
Yeah, she'll be able to show it to her children, I would guess. Yeah. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or alternatively titled, Lara seems to have had a bit of work done since the last one. I like the games. I really like the first one. The second one was all right, I suppose, but this one is different studio making it, different dev team. I don't know. It seems very quick after the last one. It's only 2-3 years, maybe. I don't know. It does
seem pretty quick. I mean, I have got Rise of the Tomb Raider. When I upgraded to my Xbox One S, it came for free, but I didn't complete the first one. I quite liked the first one, but it did feel like a rail shooter in a lot of times, and it feels like I wasn't really the one playing it. I was just kind of along for the ride. Yeah,
the second one, it's got more gameplay to it, the second one, but it hasn't got the story. The story is very, very video game cliche.
Yeah.
But yes, what else? What else did they do? Well, not much. I mean, Just Cause 4 is coming out, so
that's good to know.
Yeah, well, this time the loading screens will actually be longer than the whole game.
Ooh.
So that's going to be great. So when you actually die, you have to wait longer, like 20 to 30 hours for the game to load. So an improvement on Just Cause 3, which just had 5 minutes loading times between reloads.
Maybe you can bypass those with a microtransaction.
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah. And then you get back to pay extra for an extra save slot. Final Fantasy VII Remake was given a concrete release date, a thorough gameplay trailer, and a confirmation that it would not be episodic, and a legal guarantee it would be awesome. Nah, I'm just kidding. We sort of fuck all about that, obviously. They have no idea what they're doing in that game. That's just vaporware, to be honest. I think I could probably code it better than that by now. And apart from that, nothing on the new Avengers game. So they've got the license, the Avengers. They're making an Avengers game.
Yeah.
So Infinity War dropped a month or 2 ago. Made, I believe, I'm not an economist, but it made a fuck ton of money at the box office.
Metric fuck ton, I believe, is the term.
Yeah, well, yeah, meta fuck ton. And so the best thing that Square Enix could do right now is show absolutely nothing from their upcoming game while the iron's hot. They've shown nothing because no one has got Avengers on the tip of their tongue.
Nobody's full of Avengers fever or.
No, so they played a blinder there. They decided not to show the AIP, which they teased a year or so ago, and have shown nothing since. They've done nothing with that one. So good marketing job. I'm hyped for it.
Oh yeah, no, that's. I think they really caught the momentum there for sure. Right, anything else from Square Enix?
No, honestly, there's a couple other bits, but it was about 20 minutes long. It was a little bit like, we're here, I suppose. So, right, show something.
I feel we may have to apply our rating system to the whole of EA, so the whole of E3 even, and I'm not sure it's coming up that high so far.
No, we'll see what we've got next. We've got Bethesda.
We have Bethesda. Again, I think they have the same kind of issues that Square Enix have as not really having a great deal to show us, but, hey, we're here anyway, so, let's better kind of roll out the things that nobody saw coming, such as the Elder Scrolls 6. Nobody saw that coming, because, it's not like the most popular RPG ever or anything. Again, you could argue The Witcher, but I'm pretty sure Skyrim is
Skyrim's
number one for most people.
Top bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah. The most popular RPG series is having another one. Total out of the blue surprise, that one. So it's on its way, but they didn't show us anything of it. So,
years. We're talking years, aren't we?
Peeled. Yeah, we really are. Starfield, again, a space-based RPG in the kind of the Fallout Elder Scrolls type. They said that was coming out. It sounds like something I'd really enjoy, but again, with the fuck all of information they gave us about it, it's an RPG in space. I think that's literally all they said. It's called Starfield, and it's coming out. That's about all we're getting from there. So yay, thanks Bethesda. That's really concrete stuff that we've got. The stuff that they were able to show us, people didn't really seem to like, particularly with Fallout 76. So going from the Fallout games, which is for people that really like to completely isolate themselves, get kind of lost in a nuclear wasteland, and kind of have to carve their own way out. Well, Bethesda thought, well, this is the perfect game to be turned into an MMO because Fallout players are such sociable bastards.
Yeah, and I think what I understand about it is that it is a truth universally acknowledged that most people on multiplayer games are dickheads.
Totally.
And from what I understand, from what I saw of Fallout 76, it's saying, yeah, you can play it on your own, you can do your own things, build your own settlements, but surely...
Always say that.
But surely, you're just going to have complete knobheads out there that's going to blow up everything you built, just for the fun of it, just because they're better than you and dickheads.
Because they don't have jobs, they get to stay at home
and grind and become awesome, and while you don't.
Yeah. It's like every multiplayer game ever, it seems. So yeah, but yeah, that's coming out if you fancy an MMO set in the Fallout universe. Apparently, saw some details about it today. The map looks kind of impressive about the sheer amount of space you're going to have. I think it's 4 times as big as Fallout 4 or something like that, which was pretty huge to begin with. But yeah, the prospect of kind of sharing this nuclear wasteland with a legion of twats doesn't kind of...
A desolate wasteland made up nothing but death claws and twats.
Yeah, it sounds great. One thing, like I said, there are games further on the horizon that I'm desperately looking forward to, but one that seems a little bit closer is Doom Eternal. Now, okay, I played the Doom game that came out, and I got bored fairly quickly, but I did enjoy the gameplay that I had. I liked the idea behind it. I liked the kind of the old school sensibilities about it, and I'm quite interested with Doom Eternal, which brings the kind of the action onto Earth, away from kind of the Mars area. So Doom Eternal, a little bit closer than some of those other games.
Do you think the Eternal stands for the fact that it's going to be another online sort of service game that just lasts forever, or do you think it's just they're just trying to give it a cool sounding name?
I think they're aiming for the second one, but it may end up being more like the first one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that, or maybe it'll just be so kind of mind-numbingly grindy that it'll feel like an eternity, perhaps.
Yeah, that's what I fear somewhat about it.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Because you played it on the Switch, didn't you, the first Doom?
I did play on the Switch, yeah. I didn't really enjoy it until I got a decent controller, like the actual Pro controller, because I just found it wasn't great. But I got bored, I'll be honest. The gameplay was great, and then I just felt I was doing the same thing over and over again, but with slightly more difficulty.
I think that was it. And I was trying to be all completist and find all the classic Doom levels and stuff like that, but I kind of got bored with that, and then the story wasn't sort of strong enough to make me really want to power through it. So, but yeah, the gameplay was good. It had potential. So that I think is everything that Bethesda had to show us this time around. So moving on to the next part of E3, we have the Sony presentation, which I've heard some things about, but Rudy, what was your take on it?
So, I mean, going into Sony, they had a unique approach before they went in. They just said, clearly, we're going to show 4 games at E3. Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and The Last of Us 2. No more, no less. Cast iron guarantee. Then they showed a bunch more stuff like Resident Evil 2 remake, the new game from Remedy Studio Control, and of course, fan favourite, Knack 3, Nakalaka. So,
Nakalaka.
Exactly, so, it's big hitters there. So obviously that was bullshit when we showed 4 games. Obviously they didn't. Of those 4 games though, there was a lot of time spent on them. In between it, there was an old bloke playing guitar. There was an old bloke playing a pipe. There was an orchestra standing around, and then they made everyone file out of one building into another. It was a bit chaotic. So not a great show format. It was a bit mad. But what we did see, Death Stranding, it turned out, was there going to be any gameplay? Hideo Kojima's new game. And I'd also say, for fans of Hideo Kojima, there will be a Jambags special documentary about his life, which we're working on at the moment. It's taking a bit longer than our normal ones, but it's going to be coming out soon.
Well, he is a gaming icon, but people have tried to explain to me what Death Stranding is all about, and I'm still lost.
Well, this one was pretty much just a trailer. And the trailer was Mads Mikkelsen disrobing quietly in the shower with some gentle words of encouragement from Norman Reedus and Hideo Kojima. It's a Hideo Kojima thing. It baffled his fans, but they still lapped it up. One person had a brain aneurysm the second the letter D appeared in Death Stranding. He's got that kind of fervent, base. People were dying in excitement just from seeing the letters pop up on screen.
Yeah, so, I think if anything was more kind of fan enticing than Cyberpunk, it's got to have been Death Stranding.
Definitely. But then for me, The Last of Us came in and de facto, literally just fucked everyone away with the best showing, best trailer ever for storytelling and gameplay.
People keep talking about the kiss.
There is a kiss between girls, so I mean, I don't want to ruin anything, the plot details from the first game, The Last of Us, but anyone should know that what happens in there is in keeping with the character. But it's a beautiful juxtaposition between the kiss and then an incredibly extreme violence. Some people have said that the game was too violent, but
well,
I mean, a lot of
those people don't know the joys of kind of gunning entire rooms of people down with a machine gun.
Exactly. There's a whole thing like, it's SJWs don't like it, it's too difficult. And in this case, I agree with them. I want Ellie to be butchering more people. I want, while Joe watched and just nodded agreement, I wanted her to be like, stab, stab, stab. And Joel was like, that'll do, kid. And that's what I wanted to see. But, I could have been 20 minutes of people getting gutted, and I'd be quite happy because that's what I like from my Last of Us game. But I love the first game. It's just, it's the dog's tits. So
I'm sure it is great because, I totally got to play it and I'm not sitting here jealous behind my Xbox controller.
You have just blown $4,000 on trip to the US where you did none of the things you were supposed to, so I have very little sympathy. Resident Evil 2 looked good. Zombies are new to me, so I'm just hyped to see zombies in a video game. Not really seen them before, so that's going to be good.
No, it's completely out of the blue. That kind of a zombie game on a games console. Who would have seen that coming?
Yeah. As we touched upon as well, Sony also came out and just told players that legally, not only can they not use their Fortnite accounts on other systems like the Switch, but that technically they couldn't even own another system or look at another woman based upon the T's and C's you signed when you joined the PlayStation Network.
Well, that seems fair.
A lot of us are in legal hot water. I never read the T's and C's. So that's what Sony did, and for me, Cyberpunk was good.
Yeah.
There's some other interesting bits and bobs, but The Last of Us 2, literally, I pre-ordered already the exclusive Extenders Collectors Nibble Edition. So, boom, it's in the bag.
Yeah. I don't really pre-order too much anymore, but I do still have a standing pre-order at game for Red Dead Redemption 2, which wasn't even at E3. I mean, what the hell?
Well, Rockstar never come to E3, so they haven't done for any of their games. I think the only time they ever showed anything was possibly they showed off at one of the Sony shows that they were porting Grand Theft Auto 5 to PS4. I think that's the only thing they've ever shown. So they don't need it, though, do they?
Those kind of games really do hype themselves.
Why spend any money? Why spend any money when you know it's going to be just fucking insanely huge juggernaut of a game, isn't it?
And it's coming out on my birthday.
And on your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you'll still be paying back the money for the America trip.
Well, I'm pretty sure that my pre-order cash was paid for out of my my daily expenses to E3. So I think I'll be fine.
That's Sony. Now, you did manage to get one presser in, I think, on your entire trip. Is that right?
He found me. I didn't really kind of go looking for it, but yeah, I did manage to get a bit of time in.
But this is a pretty major announcement that we've got dibs on, yeah?
Yeah, no, I gather it's an exclusive. No one else has got this but us.
So tell me a little bit what we've got to listen to now, just for the fans that have been waiting for the whole show to get to the exclusive launch.
E3 content, yeah. Well, we just happened to bump into a certain legendary game developer, Mr. Peter Molly, yes. When we were on the floor at E3, he seemed to take a lot of interest in my invertard, up is down is up movement, and wanted to kind of throw his full weight behind it. It may be because I offered him, some of the behind the scenes access to Cash in the Attic, but I think that's something that's by the by. He came over and talked to us and gave us the inside scoop on what's going on with his game. So I think we've got the audio queued up, don't we?
Yeah, so we have I think it's him on stage. So let me just see if I can get this working on the computer. One sec.
Yeah.
1 second.
Okay.
Hello, friends. Here at Molly Yes Games, we're always thinking about what games are. What do gamers do? How can we break through the tired cliches that are so entrenched within the gaming industry? How can we use new technology like AI, blockchains, cryptocurrency, cutting-edge design tools like Microsoft Paint or Windows Media Player to shape what we play? So today, I am launching a Kickstarter, GoFundMe, and Indiegogo Jolly Go 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 campaign to raise funds to make a game that will blow your mind. What is this game, I hear you ask? Well, I won't tell you, but I will tell you that it goes by the project name of Project Crowdfunding. You'll have amazing gameplay, better than any first-person shooter ever made, but it'll be a peaceful game where you can't shoot anyone. You can wander an endless open world while following a very linear story that has a satisfying beginning, middle, and end. Your character will be so customizable that it may end up taking your life of its own, impersonating you, and sleeping with your partner in your place while it makes you watch. If you plant an acorn, it will turn into a tree that will then spawn other trees in real time, and you can use that wood to build a small but practically ranged woodshed. If you can imagine it, you can do it, and when you do it, you'll want to take 5 minutes and then do it again. You can probably play in VR, I don't know, and be able to walk in real life around a forest that is like the same as your front room. We dream big here, we deliver small. Together we can shake this up. It will probably be a multi-platform experience. I mean, Steam's a given, they'll put any old crap on, but I mean, who knows? Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Atari, all available. Probably on mobile too, I don't know. So all we ask for is this incredible dream. It's a small pledge, okay? It'll only take each of you here and everyone watching at home to contribute $1.3 million to make this game happen. And for everyone who does, you'll get an avatar named after you, as long as your name is Dave, Bob, Colin, or Vandy McPann. So come on, who wants to experience the future?
So, there we go.
I was completely blown away with that when I saw it. So,
do you think it takes the attention away from Cyberpunk? Have you managed to see how much Peter's made so far on these crowdfunding platforms on
he was reluctant to give any kind of tech demos. He kept it all very, very secretive, very hush-hush. But you could tell there was something behind the screens there that he had. It was waiting to kind of roll out and just kind of wow everybody. He just chose not to show it to all of us.
I think he's a showman, isn't he? And he knows that it's a bit like, it's Jaws. You don't show the shark, you just tease it, and at the end, you get a big rubber fish. So I mean, that's probably what he's doing. But I mean, it's interesting. It's good to get the scoop on this one. Do you think you'll be pre-ordering it?
I think I've got no choice but to pre-order it. It does sound like everything I want in a game. It's not everything I want in about 3 games by the sound of it. So yeah, no, that could save me a lot of money if I buy that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think really it was one of the few things I saw that felt new at this E3, and I mean, I think that neatly segues into it. So, what we've already given our EA verdict, but we decided for the rest of these to move to the end. So we've got an EA. So we've got Microsoft,
Start
Nintendo.
with Microsoft.
Yeah, we've got Microsoft, Nintendo, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Bethesda, Sony, and then obviously Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
So let's rank them one by one, and let's give it our verdict. So I'm going to hand over for Microsoft. What's your Jambags rating? It's a so that you've heard it here first, guys. It's a positive, but not blowing anyone's minds.
Yeah, I think Microsoft will probably have some pretty amazing stuff to show us next year when all these new studios that they bought finally start putting out good first-party games for them. But right now, we're playing a bit of a waiting game, and hearing a rumor just recently, I think today, that Microsoft have announced their next console. I mean, some of those first-party games may be for whatever next console's coming.
Okay, so is our verdict. So
Nintendo.
To me, it was
Yeah, I got a very feeling
just
when you were talking about it.
I didn't really show two games. I don't really care about Pokemon because I was too old in the 90s to get into Pokemon. At that point, I was trying to get off with girls and not capture little creatures. And Smash, a pretty good beat 'em up, but I'm not a competitive player, so utterly wasted on me. I loved Hollow Knight, great. Gus Van Plute's recommendation, bought it on his recommendation. But yeah overall.
So yeah, that's Nintendo. Thank you for that one. Next up, we have Ubisoft, and I'm kind of gonna have to go with a fairly reluctant.
You're for me. I think I would border into it because I love the Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailer. I know it's not got gameplay, but it looks great. And you're the Assassin's Creed aficionado. So I'm going to take your lead in the fact that it looks like a step up from Origins, which you liked. So, okay, so that's Ubisoft with a
yeah.
And
Square Enix.
This was just a. It was just a full.
I didn't think our rating system went that low.
No, it does now. It was just which was just kind of like, I guess it is, but then actually. It's a bit insulting to turn up and just do a 20-minute presser where you just show the same trailers you've shown elsewhere, and it's like, just.
So a bit of a and kind of a.
Yeah, that's our Jambags rating on that one.
Do you think we're going to get sued by Adam and Joe for stealing their rating system?
They no longer work together. It's fine. They're too distracted. That's Square. Who we got next? Bethesda,
yeah. I'm going to have to go with for this one. I mean,
it's
all the stuff was seeing, saw it all coming, and the stuff that I really wanted just wasn't anywhere near there yet. So yeah, just try harder, Bethesda.
Okay, and does that lead us neatly to the end for us? Well, almost to the end with Sony.
We've got Sony here, yeah. So where did you stand on that one?
I'm gonna give Sony a. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, because okay. Wonky show, but Last of Us 2 for me blew it away, and it's clearly got, it showed gameplay. It actually showed something, which is quite rare for that. They actually had some gameplay of all their games.
Again, it was kind of a shame that only the press got to see the gameplay of Cyberpunk, and. That all we got was kind of a trailer for the general public. I'm really hoping that it leaks somehow, that kind of tech demo. But
you want the Cyberpunk to leak?
I want the Cyberpunk to leak, and I want it on my face so that I can enjoy it.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. Lastly, though, Peter Molyneux, his presser event, he's looking for $1.3 million for anyone that watched it. I
am going to the bank account now for this one.
What's the Jambags rating on this one? We both agree that it's pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
Did Peter Molyneux win E3? Is the question everyone wants to ask. Who won it? I'm going to say yes.
King of E3, yeah.
I mean,
he was kicking names and taking ass that day.
He was just another plane, wasn't he? You had people showing games like Cyberpunk, which been in development for years. Got an amazing world. You saw stuff like The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, really solid games, top level studios. You saw Bethesda announce stuff, and he had someone come out here who said everything you're going to get in those games, you're going to get here, but better.
Yeah.
And we've got no reason to doubt him. So
no.
I think overall, Peter Molyneux won E3. And,
he did.
But how would we rate
the whole event by the sound of it to me?
How would we rate overall E3 2018 then? Jambags rating. Meh. Not quite a, but it's just
No, it would have been had it not been for Death Stranding, Cyberpunk, and The Last of Us by the sound of it.
Yeah, no, I think so, and I'm excited by Rocket Flaps 3 actually.
Oh yeah, Triangle Sphincter. I'm signing up to their Facebook page as we speak.
Yeah, and also Sony Knack 3 Nakalaka. Great announcement. Okay, so I think if everyone's still listening, this probably wraps up our E3 special. Next podcast, we're back to what we do. We've got some special guests lined up for our next podcast. I don't want to ruin it so far, but I want to just hint that there will be a retro gaming legend and champion on it. I don't want to give names away, but he's controversial, has some accusations of cheating, but It's a
We
pretty
don't
big
pay
get
any
for us,
attention
so
to
we're
that.
excited to get that interview lined up, and as soon as we can, we'll get that on the air. And as we discussed there, we've also got our Hideo Kojima documentary, which we've been working on diligently in the background, amongst other stuff. We've really going to
Story
delve.
that needs telling.
It's a story that needs telling. It's not been told before. We've got unique access to people that know him, and have lived with him and have worked with him and helped produce some of the famous games like, well, Metal Gear Solid games basically, and a good demo. So that's coming on the horizon as well, guys. So we can say
Stay
sign
tuned.
off now, shall we?
Yeah, okay. This is Rudy Manchego and Dante Rodriguez from the floor at E3.
Well,
Sign
yeah,
out.
well, would be literally from the floor because someone didn't go into any of the actual rooms, did they?
No,
No.
they didn't.
No.
But
All right.
jammed up some serious, inverted interest from some people who I don't remember taking the names of.
Those invertards. Okay.
Gonna invert something else on your body later.
Well, everyone, thanks very much and catch you later.
Bye bye.
I'll forgive you. I mean, we're pals and stuff, and it didn't go quite to plan. Didn't get quite the exclusive we wanted to. But I mean, I've got to ask, what did you bring back for me? What did you bring? It's
Well, I happen to have in my backpack for you a tin of Nuka-Cola from the Fallout game.
Oh, did you get that from the Bethesda store? Did you manage to get something from Bethesda?
Well, it was next to the Bethesda store. It was a vending machine in the LA Convention Center.
They had their own vending machine with like Nuka-Cola in it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys don't spare any expense, do they? This is going to be worth loads of money in the future.
Well, and then I went to the Bethesda store and got a Nuka-Cola sticker, and well, you can get it to cover over the Coke logo pretty easily.
You just got me a can of Coke.
Yeah, I did.
Did you even buy it in America?
Does Heathrow Airport count?
Okay, what else did you get me?
From the Sony, I picked up a pamphlet or postcard, literally just a big letter D for Death Stranding.
And is it actually for Death Stranding?
I assume so. I mean, what else could a D be for? That's the only thing D can possibly mean, right?
Is it a disabled badge?
It might be an American disabled badge that I stole from Peter Molyneux's car.
Okay. Did you bring anything back that I want that's useful?
Probably not.
I hate you.
I had a good time though.